Hello world, welcome to the Fulani Scientist channel. My name is Binta Jalla and I am a PhD scientist. Before I became a scientist, I was a refugee, the little girl with her mother from escaping the civil war in Sierra Leone, war-torn country. Most of you may recall Blood Diamond. Hollywood filmed some of the atrocities that happened there, but we survived. We escaped, and my mom survived, although she was brutally shot and left for dead. She survived and walked away without a kneecap, but she walked. The doctor said she'll never walk, but she walked. A lot of people thought she'll never survive, but she survived. This was the photo that brought us to the United States of America. We fled Sierra Leone on foot. We went to the neighboring country, Guinea. And from Guinea, we became refugees with the help of the American Red Cross. And we crossed the border from Guinea to Senegal. While in Senegal, we stayed with people who spoke our language. Like I mentioned earlier, I am Fulani. So the Fulani tribe is a group of people that are nomadic. If you are African American, chances are you have Fulani DNA in your blood. Chances are we are related. Fulani people are extremely nomadic. They travel the entire globe, so they are everywhere. Everywhere you go, you speak Fulani, say Jarama, that person might say Jarama right back at you, which means hello. So back to Senegal. While we were there, we became homeless, and we were living in the street in a little shack next to some guy that took photographs, and he was the one who actually took this photograph of us. And one day, my mom and I were sitting in his little shack selling peanuts. Roasted peanut was one of those things that everybody liked. It's like chewing gum. Everybody loved roasted peanuts. And my mom would sell roasted peanut. I'll run to the market, buy some peanut and bring it back, and my mom will roast it and will sell it to past buyers and make a little bit of living, buy bread and other things to live off of. One day, my mom's act of kindness, random act of kindness, was the turning point in our journey. A man was passing by, and he was being harassed and insulted and just teased by a bunch of kids. So Senegal, they speak Wolof. This man spoke English. He was from Ghana. He was a foreigner. My mom and I were from Sierra Leone. We spoke Creole and Fulani. We did not speak Wolof, but we were learning to speak Wolof, and we were foreigners. So my mom sees this guy, and at the time she was fluent in Wolof. I was still learning, but I also became fluent eventually. And she spoke in Wolof to the children that were teasing this man and told them to leave him alone in Wolof. And she says, "Come here, have a seat. Children are just children, They tend to laugh at people and chase them and tease them, but they're children, don't mind them." So she gives him a patch of roasted peanuts, and he sat and chewed. She gave him some water, and he ate. In my 9-year-old mind, I'm thinking, we're poor. We need all the peanuts and water we can get. Why are you giving this away to this stranger? We're homeless. He should be giving us money or giving us food or giving us something to wear in the cold nights in Senegal. That was my 9-year-old mind. What my mother and I did not realize, this man, Felix Aben, Mr. Felix Aben, would walk away, go to the bureau that was helping refugees from Sierra Leone to find shelter, housing, and reconnect with their families. At this time, my mother and I did not know where the rest of our families were. So he comes again and brings some individuals who were working at the bureau, and they took our story. This photographer took this picture, and we filed for refugee status. And at that time, it was a random process where you ended up. You could end up in Australia, the United States, and you could end up in different countries. And even if you ended up in the United States, you might end up in different states. So we ended up in Paterson, New Jersey, and we landed in the Catholic Charity Families. And from there, the rest was history. Went to school, continued to stay in school until the PhD. And now I am a scientist who is a Fulani woman who was born and raised in Sierra Leone, lived in Senegal for a little bit, and is now starting her YouTube channel to talk about science, talk about being a black woman in America, talk about things that motivate us to excel, to study, to discover, and talk about topics that affects the environment, but mostly science. I love science. But every scientist is a person first, and every person has a story. And this is just some of mine. This is my origin story.